I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. We've got you covered with outdoor power equipment from Cobalt and everything you need to weatherproof your deck with Trex decking. Plus, with lawn care from Scott's and, of course, Pit Boss grills and accessories, you can get a home field advantage all season long. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Today, we'll have Adam's birthday Disney World trip. That's coming up on this episode 483 of WDW Prep to Go. Hello and welcome to WDW Prep to Go, where we talk strategy and ideas for people planning their Disney World trips. And we have lots and lots of trip reports. I am your host, Shannon Albert from WDWPrepSchool.com. Thank you for being here for episode 483. Today is a trip report with Adam, who recently traveled on an adults-only trip to celebrate a milestone birthday. And I just love, as you all know, I love all different kinds of trips, and there is usually a moment during every pre-trip where I'm like, yep, I understand why this person was booked, because they are doing something different than we've had on the podcast, or it's been a while since we had. In this case, it's an adults only trip for Adam's birthday, so fun times, and I'll have my chats with him in just a second. As always, a reminder to follow on social media, but also YouTube, posting videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Longer form main feed videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then shorts go up almost every day. So lots to go on. There's also the podcast there. YouTube kind of is a one-stop shop nowadays for things. You can post things, like I recently posted some news there, some October important dates for Disney World, because they have like almost like a blog post kind of section to YouTube. So we're just putting a lot of content over there now because it is fun and gives us an outlet to talk about things, because the podcast is mostly trip reports and there's lots of different topics that I want to talk about. So I can do that in video form. So if you're a YouTube person, be sure to look us up over there and follow along. Without any further ado, here are my chats with Adam. Welcome to the podcast, Adam.
Hey, thanks for having me, Shannon.
We're talking on Wednesday, September 24th, and you told me that you're going to Disney World.
Yes, we are leaving the 26th, Friday the 26th, and coming back Tuesday the 30th, my birthday.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thanks. It's my 40th.
A big one? Is that why you decided to go on this trip?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. An adult Disney trip for my 40th.
You know what? Why not? The beauty of getting older is you do whatever you want without caring what anybody else says.
That's right. Yeah. Some people look at me like I'm crazy, but that's all right when I tell them I'm going to Disney for my 40th.
You know what? Life's too short.
Yeah.
Okay. If it makes you happy, then I'm glad that you're getting to go. Who's going on this trip?
Me, my wife, my brother-in-law, and sister-in-law.
Okay. And are you guys frequent parks visitors?
We are. We did a family trip last year. They did a family trip with their family last year. So we're definitely Disney people. So looking forward to trying the adult thing. You know, it's going to be different with no kids, but we're looking forward to it. I think maybe a little easier and smoother because I don't have to, motivate kids to be moving, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also you can do things kids can't do. There's
right.
That.
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday's the 26th. How are you getting there?
Yeah, we're flying out of Baltimore, Southwest out of Baltimore, and our flight leaves at 4 p.m.
Okay. When do you land?
6:35 p.m. in Orlando.
Okay. And then after that, how are you getting from there to your hotel?
We'll use a Lyft. We did that last time. That worked really smoothly. So that's what we'll do again.
Mm-hmm. And where are you staying?
At the Swan.
Okay. Everybody's staying at the Swan. So you have 2 rooms at the Swan?
We actually have 1 room.
You have 1 room. So 4 adults?
Yeah, we're going to share 1 room. And we're using Marriott nights to stay at the Swan. We have Marriott nights, and my brother and sister-in-law, they have Marriott nights also. So to try to be as efficient as we can with them, with those nights, we decided to just share a room. We use 2 nights of ours, and they're using 2 of their nights.
Okay, so it makes it more affordable. Did you have to pay anything extra for having more than 2 adults in a room?
No,
Okay,
no.
that's nice. Disney hotels do, most of them. So
Okay.
was just curious how that worked with this. Okay, so you're staying at the Swan. Have you ever stayed at the Swan?
Yes. Last year for our trip, we stayed at the Swan.
And is that because you had Marriott nights or Marriott points?
Yeah, but we love it there too.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the Marriott nights and get all the Disney perks,
Mm-hmm.
early entry, extended evening hours, and you can walk right to the boardwalk area. Like that area is so nice. So we
Mm-hmm.
love the Swan.
Okay, it is. It's a great deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you take your lift to the Swan, do you have any other plans this evening?
The only thing I do have an 8 p.m. Beaches and Cream. Could be cutting it close with us arriving around 6:30, but it was available, so I grabbed it. I figured that could be dessert, that could be dinner, depending on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what the rest of the day has looked like. So hopefully we can keep that. We've never been there, but that's the plan as of now.
With a group of 4 adults, will you attempt the kitchen sink?
I was thinking about that today. I don't think. I think we'll all just want to enjoy our own meal and not have to have the pressure of that big, thing sitting in front of us and sharing
Mhm.
it. So I don't think we will.
Okay, it is a lot, but when other
Yeah.
people order it, I'm always entertained. So,
Yeah.
okay, so Saturday, September 27th.
That's going to be Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios opens at 9, early entry is 8:30. Our plan is to be at Hollywood Studios at 7:30. So for
So,
Epcot and Hollywood Studios, we can walk to both of those parks, which is another nice benefit of the Swan. We don't have to rely on transportation. We can get there as early as we want.
yeah, so
So
you are rope droppers,
we are big time. Yeah.
and you have really 3 transportation choices. Well, from the Swan, it might be a bit of a hike to go to the Skyliner, but you could do boat, you could walk, but it's not too far of a walk from the Swan.
No, it's like 15 minutes. It's a really nice walk too along the lake. So yeah, we'll definitely walk that morning. Like I said, try to get there at 7:30.
Mhm. Are you
Um,
using lightning lanes?
for that day, we are. That'll be our only lightning lane day. Yes.
Okay. So you already got your lightning lanes. How did that go?
Really well. 7 days
Mhm.
before our first park day, we were able to do that. Or I guess before for our check-in day,
Mm.
we were able to get those. And I got everything I wanted when I wanted them.
Okay.
So we have a 9:05 Star Tours as a throwaway. We have a 10:45 Tower and an 8:15 p.m. Slinky Dog.
And you wanted Slinky Dog in the evening?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Better
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. We didn't get to ride it last time because it was down.
Hmm.
And we weren't in Toy Story Land in the evening yet.
Hmm.
So I'd like to see what that's like and ride it at night.
Okay. That'll be fun. Okay. So rope dropping, walking, you have a burner lightning lane right out the gate. So what other priorities do you have to stay?
Yeah, so this might be a mistake, but we're going to try to rope drop rise. We tried to do it last time and it was down. It's down a lot in the morning. But I think for the flow of our day, that's going to be the goal is to rope drop rise, hope it's up and hit that right away. We don't have an individual lightning lane for it. So that's going to be the best time to get on it. So fingers crossed that goes smoothly. And then right to Smuggler's Run. And then we have our 9:05 Star Tours. So hopefully we can take care of Galaxy's Edge right away in the morning with those 3 rides. And we did this last year. I'd like to go to Ronto Roasters and then head to a show, whatever show we want to see next. Grab them, leave Galaxy's Edge, and then eat in our show.
And Ronto Roasters, you mean breakfast?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Small window for that. So it's almost like you have to put it in the plan.
Yeah.
So you'll grab breakfast and then head to a show. Do you have a list of shows that you want to try to see?
Yeah, and I don't know which one we'll do, when, but Beauty and the Beast, Frozen, and then the two new ones, Little Mermaid and Villains,
Mm-hmm.
would be the top priorities for the shows.
Okay, that'll be good. What else on this day?
I mean, just trying to check off the rides with lightning lanes, trying to churn through them. We do have a Topolino's for 5 p.m., which we probably won't keep. If we were ever going to do Topolino's, especially with my kids, an adult trip would be the time to do it because my kids are picky eaters. But at the same time, we're not like fancy restaurant people. So I'm guessing we will not keep that. But I do have it. I figured we could ride the Skyliner there. So maybe we talk in a week and we kept it and it was great.
Mhm.
The other option would be Cruise Cup Lounge for the prime rib sliders.
Okay. Both sound good. Haven't had breakfast today. So no, making me hungry.
Yeah,
Okay, so you have some plans and you'll decide that day what to keep.
correct. Yeah.
All right. Anything
Yeah.
else on this Saturday?
No, just Skyliner from either of those locations, Skyliner back to Hollywood Studios, and then hopefully Fantasmic at night.
Oh, okay. That is, and you'll just be doing standby for that, obviously.
Yeah, uh, I'm going to ask you some questions throughout this. I hope that's okay.
Mhm.
How early have you found that you've had to get to Fantasmic here recently?
A lot of people have been doing it even just 30 minutes before.
Okay.
I think when it first came back, it was a crazy demand, but now it's a little bit calmer.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay. Sunday, September 28th.
Yeah, that's going to be Magic Kingdom on a party day. No party tickets. We'll just be there during the day. I think I just heard someone recently on your podcast that did this also.
Mm-hmm.
With us not having kids on this trip, we're not going to stay for fireworks anyway. So trying to catch a lower crowd day on a party day is the plan.
And you're not using lightning lanes.
We're not, no.
Okay. So what is the plan?
So try to catch the first bus out of the boardwalk. We'll walk to the boardwalk bus stop. Try to get there, an hour 15 before early entry to get that first bus.
And for people listening, there's a lot of perks to the Swan and Dolphin, but one of the downsides is that they don't use Disney transportation. They used to. And so what Adam is talking about is very smart. You walk to a Disney hotel and use their transportation. Because if you do the Swan Dolphin, they drop you off at the TTC.
Yeah.
So this is a way to get around one of the few downsides of staying at the Swan.
And it's a beautiful walk in the morning there in the boardwalk area. So it'll be good.
So quiet that time of day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. First bus from the boardwalk. So you'll be at the front of the pack. Where are you headed then?
Yeah. I think that we'll be early enough to do Seven Dwarves first. And this is another question, I wanted to pick your brain about a little bit. Seven Dwarfs, my plan is to head straight to Tron, like try to get off of Seven Dwarfs as quick as possible and head to Tron and look at the line.
Mm-hmm.
If it's under 45, get in line. If it's high, hit Space Mountain and then check Tron. Does that seem like a plan?
Yeah. So last week we tested different terrain plans and she went to Fantasyland and I went to Tomorrowland. So I went on Space Mountain, no wait, and then got in line for Tron. And the line at that point was still really manageable. Unfortunately, the ride just didn't open. So
Okay.
I don't know how long of a wait it would have been because it never opened, but
Gotcha.
I think it's totally doable. And doing Space after Tron, also very doable because the line hasn't grown yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Space seems like it's really low. So I'm not worried about that. I am worried about getting over to Tron and it's longer than expected. But like I said, we'll just do Space and go from there.
And I think one thing that's deceiving about the Tron line is that they're not letting anyone in the building until park opening. So the line looks really, really, really long. And then once they open the doors, it's whoosh, everyone's inside.
Yeah.
So I think you can do it. I mean, if you want to do it without lightning lanes, this is certainly probably your best option.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the plan. And hopefully, that'll check 3 big rides off of our list. And then the plans to head to the other side of the park, Tiana's Jungle Cruise, Mansion, and Pirates. And just play that by ear depending on wait times.
Okay. All right. And do you have dining thoughts on this day?
Yeah, I'm guessing, earlier in the day, we'll probably get a cinnamon roll from Gaston's. And if we do a lunch, it'll probably be Columbia Harbor House. I don't know that we will. We have Steakhouse 71 for 540 as our reservation for that day. So the rest of the day is just gonna kind of be go by feel.
So, do you anticipate keeping your Steakhouse 71?
I do. I don't think we'll stay till the 6 o'clock.
Hmm.
I think we'll keep that reservation. If things, Another thing about this day is we probably won't hit a lot of the Disney classics like Small World, Peter Pan, because we don't have kids with us, and I don't think the adults mind missing them for this
Hmm.
trip. We hit
Hmm.
them all last year. So I don't see us spending a ton of time in the park on our Magic Kingdom day.
Okay. You're prioritizing the bigger rides at Magic Kingdom, it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Any other plans on Sunday before we move to Monday?
No, no plans after that Steakhouse 71 reservation.
Okay. Let's go with Monday, September 29th then.
Yeah, Monday will be Epcot, and there are extended evening hours for that day.
And something you get even at the Swan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's your plan?
So again, we'll be walking to the park, try to get to the gate at 7:30, an hour before early entry.
Uh-huh.
And because it's International Gateway, I think the only way to do it is Remy and
Hmm.
then book over to Frozen. Even though the heavy hitters are in the front now, it kind of makes this early entry, the International Gateway, less attractive, but I don't think we should try to do anything other than that.
Yeah, the people, because we also tested Epcot during last week, and Heather went through International Gateway. I went through the front of the park, and even at the front of the park, a lot of people were headed to Remy's. Like, I
Oh,
mean, it's
really?
it's definitely split. It's Guardians and Remy's are the two, most popular destinations. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're obviously really close to it back there.
Yeah. So I think that's what we'll do. And then, like I said, right to Frozen, that strategy worked really well last
Mhm.
year. They were pretty much both walk-ons. So Remy, Frozen, and then we do have an individual lightning lane for Guardians this day. Sorry, I should have mentioned that for 10 a.m. So maybe we try to fit Soren in before that. If Soren seems like, over 30 minutes, we won't do that.
May I suggest Test Track?
Yeah.
It's more on the way, and if you're willing to do single rider, then you probably won't have any wait at all.
Yeah, that's the plan is to do single rider for test track. I have that here in the notes. But that's a good idea. Just head right there instead of Soren.
Even when you get off Guardians of the Galaxy, Soren and Living with the Land shouldn't have too long of a wait. So
Okay.
I still think you can do the headliners. As much as I'm a fan of lightning lanes, it's very doable to do Epcot without them. So
Yeah.
I feel like with the right order, you won't spend a lot of time waiting.
Thank you. I appreciate that tip. That's why you're the best. So
When you
yeah,
go all the time, you learn things.
yeah. So
So
we'll do that. And then I'd like to get to World Showcase as close to 11 as possible. Am I right in assuming that it's less crowded right away?
yeah, yeah, it definitely
Okay.
gets busier throughout the day.
Yeah. So we'd like to snack around World Showcase. I have some snacks I'd like to hit. So does our other people in our group.
And are these food and wine snacks or just random snacks that you can find?
Most of them are just, snacks that are always at Epcot. I did watch some videos. There wasn't anything in the food and wine stuff that stuck out to me, but maybe we'll be walking around and I'll find something.
Hmm.
But that's the plan, just to make our way through World Showcase leisurely and snack.
Yeah, and you'll have all the headliners done by then.
Yeah.
So that's pretty clever. It's like do all the big rides, then we'll do World Showcase.
Yeah, and I think we'll head back after that because we have extended evening hours and we haven't really had a break yet in our trip. I mean, I guess our Magic Kingdom day was a little short, but I think the plan would be maybe to take the friendship boats back instead of walking
Hmm.
and have a break at the hotel.
Yeah. So after you've spent some time in the World Showcase, exit the International Gateway for a little break and then take the boat back in the evening. What do you think you'll do in the evening?
We do have a 550 via Napoli, which we'll probably do. That seems like a fun place to eat right up our alley, pizza.
Mhm.
So that's the dinner reservation right now, and I think we'll keep that
What ride priorities do you have
in
during
the
the
evening.
extended hours? Yeah.
So it seemed that was going to be another question I had for you. Like, are lines pretty ridiculous at extended evening hours in
They're not
Epcot?
they're not really ridiculous. It's just that Epcot is so huge that the number of rides you can do, especially since the two most popular ones are at the opposite end of the park, the number of rides you can do during extended hours there is more limited.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we go back in the evening, my thought was to finish the front of the park, like the smaller stuff in the front of the park
Hmm.
before extended evening hours, Mission Space, Living with the Land, Figment. And then during extended evening hours, try to hit one or two of the big rides. We'd like to do Guardians twice. We have the Lightning Lane earlier in the day.
Hmm.
I don't know the best way, the strategy to hit Guardians in extended evening hours. I've been doing
Yeah.
some research, but that would probably be the plan.
Yeah, I think this you won't have a problem with those smaller rides, but Guardians, yeah, just wait for the line to die down a little bit from the daytime crowds and then hop on. I just wish that they didn't make you watch all the pre-shows
Yeah,
because it
I
really
know.
eats into your time.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. And then the next day is Tuesday, September 30th. Did you say this is your actual birthday?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And
And
it's
it's a
also
travel
your
day.
it's
It's a
your
travel
departure
day also.
day. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your plan on departure day?
So we don't fly out till 7:55, and we do have a park ticket for this day.
Uh-huh.
I don't know which park we'll go to. I'm guessing Hollywood Studios because that's all of our favorite and it's right there and we can walk. But I really don't have a plan for this day. We'll play it by ear, we'll be flexible. Knowing our personalities, I'm guessing we'll rope drop still.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to say just sleep in, but I don't think we can do that. I think we'll rope drop and we'll hit as much as we can probably at Hollywood Studios. Maybe do shows that we didn't get to see on our first day. Try to do Tower as much as we can. That's our favorite ride. So as of now, it's up in the air, but will most likely be Hollywood Studios.
Okay. That will be really fun. And then are you leaving your luggage with Bell Services then?
Yes. Yeah.
Any dining plans?
No dining plans, which for Hollywood Studios probably isn't great. Again, I don't know what we'll do. I don't love any of the sit down restaurants in Hollywood Studios. So yeah, I got to come up with a plan for dining that day. That's a good point.
Mobile order.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And the ABC commissary, it's
That's
in
yeah, that's a good one.
it's inside out, out of the heat and good food and you can refill your drinks while you're sitting there.
Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. I hear the buffalo chicken grilled cheese is the
Hmm.
thing to get there.
It is excellent.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that.
Yes. I'm a big fan. If you don't have any certain dining reservations that you're set down, you can stay flexible and order whenever you want.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, then like I said, fly out at 7:55, home at 10:15.
And do you go back at it the next day?
Yeah, back to work the next day. Yeah.
No time for a break in between.
No.
So, okay. Is there anything that we haven't talked about?
We'll do a grocery order.
Okay.
Do you have recommendations these days on what company to use or what?
Do you have Kroger where you live?
We do, yeah.
Because I have a Kroger account because I was always ordering groceries through Kroger and you can get them delivered in Florida, but they don't have stores in Florida.
Okay.
They have delivery in Florida, they don't have stores in Florida.
Gotcha.
So I just do Kroger.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think we have anything. It just really worked out nicely with us being here on a party day and us being or in Disney on a party day and in Disney during extended evening hours for Epcot. So
Yeah.
that fit really nicely in those days.
It is really something to look at when you're planning, especially this time of year. There's lots of parties, and then extended eating theme park hours are available only twice a week. So am I going to be there, when it's taking place?
Yeah.
And you have to have a park ticket to that park that day. So yeah, there's a lot of like puzzle pieces.
Right.
So
But
this
that's the
is
fun part.
yes.
That's why you have your podcast.
Yes,
So,
and this is why people like you listen, because you're trying to figure out how to put it all together.
yeah.
So your plan sounds good to me. I hope you have a fantastic time and happy birthday.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Welcome back from your trip, Adam.
Hey, thanks, Shannon.
We're talking on Monday, October 6th. You've been back for about a week.
Yes. Yeah, miss it already.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good trip.
It was an awesome trip. Yeah, we had so much fun. Really smooth, good weather. So it was good.
Okay. Let's start talking about it. So Friday, September 26th, you were flying from Baltimore and landing in around 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, we left for the airport at 1 p.m. And it's funny, we did have a little bit of an issue right away. As we're getting ready to go through security, I don't have the updated license, so I don't have the real ID. So my wife said, "Do you have your passport? Because if you don't have the updated license, you have to have your passport." And I just started sweating. I was like, "No, you're going to tell me now?" As we're walking through the line for security. So it was fine. It just took a couple extra minutes for us to get through, but that was not a good feeling when I realized I didn't have my passport.
No, that's not good. Does your state not have real ID? Because I know every state's a little bit different. They didn't have
Yeah,
it for very
they
long.
have it. I just haven't gotten there I don't feel like waiting in the line to get it updated, and I haven't had to do it yet. I'm going to have to do it soon, but
Yeah.
it
But you
worked
made
out
it.
though. Yeah, we
Okay.
made it.
All
I
right.
thought I was just going to have to stay home on my birthday trip and they'd go celebrate without me.
That would be a bummer. Worst case, you could have run home maybe to get your passport.
Yeah, it's 2.5. Well, it's like hour 45 away.
Yeah,
So
that is a long way.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
how about your flight?
And we got to the gate and it was like a 45-minute delay from when it was supposed to take off, which wasn't a big deal. We had beaches and cream, pretty close to when we were going to land. So everything went fine. We ended up landing at 6:55 in Orlando. And my sister-in-law ordered a Lyft right away, and that picked us up at 7:23. And we checked into Beaches and Cream at 8:05. We just dropped our bags in the lobby and headed over there.
So you made it.
We made it. Yeah. We did wait. We didn't get seated till 8:40. So they were running behind a little bit. But eventually we finally sat down and took a break.
And how was it?
It was good. Me and my brother-in-law got just burger and fries, and the girls got bacon ranch chicken sandwich. Everything was good. There was 5 kitchen sinks. So while we were sitting there,
Wow.
so the lights went off 5 times.
That
And
is
then-
a lot.
And then they went off again. And we were like, oh, another kitchen sink. And here it was for my birthday. So we thought it was another kitchen sink, but then they brought dessert to our table and said happy birthday. So
What did you get for your birthday?
I got let's see here.
They give you, but like, was it complimentary, like a sundae? No, it was just.
It wasn't complimentary. I ordered and paid for it, but they brought it out in a special way.
Oh, okay.
So I got the confetti shake with like
Okay.
the cupcake on top. But
I was hoping you were going to say it was free.
yeah. Yeah. I think I'd rather have the free dessert and not, send the lights off for me. But that's okay.
Exactly.
It's all right.
But 5 kitchen sinks while you're sitting there. My gosh.
Yeah. So that was fun. That kept us entertained. We had a really good waiter. Actually, my brother and sister-in-law, they were down last year and they had the same waiter, and he remembered them and they got to talk a little bit.
So you didn't have too far to go from there to your hotel.
Yeah, we walked, we dropped our bags off there at the Swan, then walked over to Yacht and Beach Club and then walked back. We got back and checked in and everything, and then we were in bed at 11.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So the next day was your first park day, Saturday, September 27th, Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. I was up at 4:30.
ready to start the day.
Why were you up at 4:30?
At Disney World, I like to get up and lift before we hit the parks.
Okay.
It's like one of my favorite things. It's so weird. I just really enjoy getting up early and going to the Swan gym and lifting and just thinking about, the fun we're going to have that day.
But you intentionally, like, your alarm was set for 4:30 so you could go lift?
Yeah, maybe I set it for like 5 and I was up at 4:30, but it was around that time that I wanted to get up. With it being an adult trip, I probably didn't have to get up quite as early because I didn't have kids to get ready for the day. Sometimes I have to push my wife a little bit to get ready. But so yeah, I was up at 4:30, went down and lifted, and then we all left the room at 7 a.m. to walk to Hollywood Studios.
How was that walk?
Beautiful. It was really nice. There along the water, past a couple runners, and we got there at 7:20. They stop you for, if you get there early enough, they'll stop you before you get to security by the Skyliner. So they stopped us, and then 7:30 they walked us to security.
So you weren't too early for that process.
We were like 20 people back within the first 20 people, there at security.
Yes, you're at the front of the pack, but you didn't have to wait too long before they started letting you move.
No, it wasn't bad. And I have in here the first yawn of the day was at 7:23 from my wife. So
he was still waking up.
Yeah. And then we walked through security. We were one family back at the turnstiles. And then 8:04, they left us into the park.
And then you headed to Rise of Resistance area?
Yeah, we did. So we started walking, and I saw a couple people start to walk back towards me. I was like, uh-oh. So they did stop us at the entrance of Galaxy's Edge because both Rise and Smugglers were down, which was kind of a blessing. Because if it was just Rise, they probably would have just let us walk right to Smugglers. But they stopped us at the tunnel. So we were able to head straight to Tower of Terror and get a pretty good spot in line there. So that worked. Even though Rise was down, that worked out pretty nicely, that it was both of them so that they weren't letting anyone through the tunnel.
So you roped up Tower.
We did. We were like 30 people back when we got in the line for Tower. The queue started moving at 8:22, and we were on the second elevator. So still a good rope drop. And we were off Tower at 8:30 and walked straight to Rock and Roller Coaster.
Perfect. And they let you on early, so you have still, 30 minutes left of early entry.
Yeah, it's so nice when you can hop on a ride a little early before early entry starts. So we were on Rock and Roller Coaster at 8:39 and off at 8:45.
Boom.
Yeah. And then we walked straight to Mickey and Minnie's. We got there at 8:50, pre-show at 8:54. It said a 30-minute wait, but we walked right on, and we were off at 9:05.
That's 3 headliners in like 40 minutes.
Yeah. And even with the snafu there in the beginning with, Rise. So it could have been even quicker. And then I had been checking Rise, as we were moving through these rides. And as soon as we got off Mickey and Minnie's, it said it was up and it was 35 minutes. So we just shot right over to Rise. We were in the queue at 9:13. It had bumped to 45 minutes, but we were in the pre-show at 9:23 and off at 9:42. So, I don't know when you count the wait ending.
That
if
one's
it's the pre-show
difficult.
or whatever, but
I don't know.
It wasn't bad at all. So that worked out really well. So we had Tower, Roller Coaster, Mickey and Minnie's, and Rise done by 9:42.
Yeah, I think there's 9 rides there, or 9 rides. So you did half of them in the first hour and a half.
Yeah. And while we were waiting for Rise, I had a mobile ordered Ronto wraps. So we picked them up at 9:50. I have a note in here. That was the first time I was in the bathrooms at Galaxy's Edge, and they're really cool. I had never been in there, so I wanted to make a note of that. Then at 10 a.m. we checked in the Star Tours and just left. We didn't even ride it. Zach and Carly, my brother and sister-in-law, they have some issues with motion sickness with rides like Star Tours. They weren't even going to do Smugglers. They ended up doing Smugglers later, but I didn't need to ride Star Tours, so we just tapped in and then left so that we could book another Lightning Lane.
So was that your burn? Were you, or when you booked it, was it a burner, or were you thinking you might ride it?
I booked it as a burner. And, optimally, we would have done that burner earlier, but we were kind of just rolling with rides. And like you said, there's not a lot of rides that we needed to book. So I knew I'd be okay if I didn't, book my next one right at 9 a.m.
So then once you tapped in, what was your strategy? Like, what did you book then?
Let's see. I booked Smugglers for 1:15 at 10 so right, pretty much right after we tapped in, I booked Smugglers for 1:15. And we ate at Backlot Express, just, took a break for a couple minutes and ate our Ronto wraps there after we tapped into Star Tours. And we were seated in Frozen at 10:10. And man, one of the historians, I think his name was Philip, but he was hilarious. He was so good. So the Frozen show was really good. And
I love that you went to the Frozen show.
yeah, I love that show.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is really funny. So we were out at 11 from that, and we headed to Tower of Terror. We had the 10:45 Lightning Lane for Tower of Terror. So we headed there for our second trip on the elevator. Standby was 40 minutes. We scanned it at 11:08, and we're in the pre-show at 11:17. And we were off that at 11:30. That's such a fun ride. Like, once you get into the sequence, the drop sequence, I just start sweat. Like, I get so hot and sweaty. It's fun. But
You get hot and sweaty, and you think it's fun?
yeah. Do you like that ride?
It's not my favorite. I
Okay.
think it's the big drops are really hard, but if I got hot and sweaty, it would be because I was not having a good time.
Yeah. No, we all love that one. So that was good. We got to do it a second time. And while we were back there, Villains was a show that I wanted to hit. So we were able to catch a show there. We were in line at 11:35 for the 11:50 show. And we were near the end of the line. So, it's a popular show. And I don't know if you watch other like Disney content, but I'm pretty sure I know who Hook is in the Villains show. If you guys watch some other Disney content on YouTube, but anyway, I thought that was interesting. There's a Disney content person that's Hook in that show. Do you know who I mean?
I don't
Okay.
watch other content, no.
Gotcha. That's okay. That's all right. I won't name any names. So I wasn't super impressed with the show. I thought like the storyline, there was a disconnect with the storyline, but there were some cool effects. What do you think of Villains?
I like it, but did you ever see the Lightning McQueen Academy that was there? I was not a fan of that at all.
Yeah.
And so to me, it feels like that space has at least been upgraded.
Yeah. Probably a pretty big difference between those two shows.
Very different, but also it's just better like production quality.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Maleficent won our show. She was.
You know what? I want to do a poll. Like if you've seen the show, who won? Because ours also was Maleficent.
Was Maleficent? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So we were and while we were waiting for that, I booked Toy Story Mania for 8:05. So trying to stack up the late Toy Story Land rides for the nighttime. Because I had the Slinky already for 8:15. So we were out of there at 12:05. We got a photo pass in front of the Tower of Terror. And then we went straight to Beauty and the Beast, which is another show that I really enjoy.
So you had seen it before,
Yes.
but you wanted to see it again on this day.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were right there. So that worked out. Out of there, and we started to walk to our Smugglers Lightning Lane. So this is, we we tried to balance as much as we can without walking too much. So this is one of the times where we had to get to the other side of the park. Up until then, we were kind of doing a good job. But we walked over to Smugglers and we tapped in at 1:47. It was a 60-minute wait by then. We were in the pre-show at 1:58 and then off at 2:10. So that was good.
You've done so much, except for Toy Story Land. You've done almost everything else.
Yeah. My wife and I were gunners and Zach and Carly were in the back. What's the back?
Engineers?
Engineers, yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, there was a dad and a daughter who were the pilots. And the daughter was probably like 7. And as we're heading in, I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be a rough ride. And she did so well. She did so much better than I did last year as a pilot. So that was really cool. It's like, it wasn't a rough ride at all. She hardly had us crash. So she did a good job. Shout out to her.
If she could reach the controls and everything.
Yeah, she could.
Sometimes that's the hardest part.
Yeah. So after that, we headed to the friendship boats for a break. So we were in line for the friendship boats at 2:25, on at 2:29, and then we were back at the Swan at 2:37.
Okay. This is really good.
Yeah. It was a smooth morning, pretty much exactly how I wanted it to go. You're knocking off most of the big stuff. Like you said, other than Toy Story Land, which we were saving for the nighttime. We got a kick out of it because all 4 of us napped. So,
I was going to ask what you did.
Yeah. So it was just 4 fully grown adults napping in a hotel room at 3:00.
Yeah, don't knock it. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
It is. So, but we felt refreshed after that. While we were breaking, I booked Swirling Saucers for 7 p.m.
So you have all 3.
Which is, in my head, I kind of pictured them all stacked up back to back to back. But I'll tell you why I did that here in a second. At 4:35, we left the room for the Cruise Cup Lounge. We walked over there for dinner.
Oh, you did not keep Topolino's?
No. I thought that would probably happen.
Okay.
So canceled that a bit late, had to chat with Disney about the cancellation, but didn't go to Topolino's. We got there over to the Cruise Cup Lounge at 4:55. We walked there. They start food service at 5, so that was a good time to show up there. It wasn't too crowded. And we all ordered the prime rib sliders, and they were really good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And then from the yacht club, we boarded the friendship boats. We boarded them at 6:10 to head back to Hollywood Studios. Back at Hollywood Studios at 6:30. And I moved Alien Swirling Saucers even earlier to 6:40. That would be the first thing we did. So we tapped in there at 6:45. Standby was 20 minutes. We were on at 6:52 and off at 6:55. And the reason I did that is so we could fit in the Little Mermaid while we were, Little Mermaid's right around the corner there from Toy Story Land. So I knew it wouldn't be too big of a deal to do Swirling Saucers and then head back there. And that, like, even lightning lanes for that were gone most of the day. So I knew that would be a popular show. We got to that show at 7 for a 7:20 showing, and we barely made it in the line to, where they held everybody. So that was good. And I really liked that show.
Okay.
I thought it was really good.
Had you seen the previous version, but in the before
hadn't.
times? Okay.
No.
And there's a lot of similarities, but they definitely updated it.
Okay. Do you like it?
Yes. But
Yeah.
I like live singing. So I appreciate that is one place where you can do that.
Yeah. The Ursula
Mm-hmm.
is an animatronic. Yes. Fully animatronic.
I think.
Because the arms, like, I had to question it because the arm movement was so lifelike. And maybe they're just getting better and better with animatronics, but that was a question that I had. Like, is that fully animatronic or is it like
Okay.
an animatronic like bottom and then there's someone in there? But
I don't know. Maybe it's a combo. I was thinking animatronic.
it probably is. But
Okay.
that was cool. And the screen in front
Uh-huh.
was cool also, some of the effects they were able to do. So that was good. Enjoyed that. And then we had our Toy Story Mania. So our Toy Story Mania was for 8:05. We tapped in at 7:47. It went blue because it's, earlier than 5 minutes, but they let us through. So I'm guessing, later in the day, if it goes blue, they probably just let you through versus the middle of the day. Maybe they wouldn't have let us do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a 30-minute standby. We tapped in at 7:47 and we were on at 7:55, off at 8:03.
And was it almost time for Slinky Dog?
Yes, Slinky was next. We tapped in for Slinky at 8:06 for the 8:15. It went blue. They let us through. Standby was 60 minutes at that point. Tapped in at 8:06, on at 8:15, and then off at 8:17. It was so cool. That whole land at night. I'm so glad that we did it that way and did it at night. I recommend that to other people if you can. I was a little nervous because there was some storms. That's the only thing. There were some storms going through Orlando that day, and I was a little worried that maybe they'd shut it down and we wouldn't get to ride it. My wife was kind of like, hey, why don't we try to move Slinky up? But I'm glad that worked out because it was fun to ride at night.
And moving Slinky up is hard because it's such an
It is.
in-demand lighting lane. But I like how you did things because you had the Slinky Dog pre-book, so you knew that was solid for the evening, and then you were able to snag the other two.
Yeah,
They were pretty easy for you. So
yeah, I knew they would be easy to get.
yeah, I like that combo.
Yeah. So then, of course, we had to go ride Tower of Terror one more time. Standby, because we were going to do Fantasmic, so we knew we were heading that way anyway. So we were there at 8:25. It was listed as 40 minutes, and Carly, my sister-in-law, said, "There's no way that's 40 minutes." And she was right. We were in the pre-show at 8:38, so it was just a 13-minute wait. We were off at 8:52 and walked to Fantasmic at 8:58, trying to stay within your recommendation of 9 o'clock. And we got seats, but we were in the far left side. Theater was pretty full by that time, maybe like 75% full. Saw a really nice interaction. Like a lot of times you hear negative Disney stories about the crowds and everything, but there was a woman in front of us to our side that had ears on, and the man behind her very nicely said, "Do you mind taking your ears off so my son can see the show?" And she said, "Oh, sure." And she took them right off, no issues. So I made a note of that. It was just nice to see a friendly interaction.
It makes the trips much more fun when people act right.
Yeah. We left a few minutes before Fantasmic was over. I wasn't a big fan. This is the first time I saw it. We were on the left side, so I don't know if it's a big difference if you sit in the middle, but I wasn't a big fan of it. So we got out of there before the crowds and walked back to the Swan.
Okay. You got so much done.
We did. Yeah. Bed at 11 o'clock, 23,526 steps.
Okay. And that includes walking to and from Hollywood Studios.
Yes, we walked back. Yeah.
And I think you walked there in the morning too to rope drop.
We did. Yeah.
So, okay. Sunday, September 28th, Magic Kingdom.
Yep. Up at 4:50 to lift. We left the room at 6:55. You missed that first bus for Magic Kingdom. It's a problem. So I tried to get us moving just to be safe. So we were out of there at 6:55. We knew the bus was supposed to come an hour before early entry, but a lot of times they'll come earlier. So we were at the bus stop at 7:05. The bus came at 7:17, and we were at Magic Kingdom at 7:39. We had a slow bus driver. So that was a little bit of a bummer because it was pretty crowded by the time we got there at 7:39. We were pretty full. I mean, relatively, to be that early, I was surprised how far back we were. They made their announcement at 7:45 and we were in the park at 7:54, and we were at Seven Dwarves at 8 a.m. Right, like as the line starts to curve, they don't let people in the queue yet. So as it starts to curve around the ride, we were pretty much right at the curve. So not too far back.
How long did it take you to write it?
We walked right through when we were on at 8:38. They didn't move the line until 8:28, which is a bummer. I was hoping we'd start moving a little earlier, but we started moving at 8:28, on at 8:38, and then we were off at 8:42.
Okay. So then were you able to do another ride during early entry?
Yeah, we took the Storybook Circus path to Tron, the back path there, which was the plan. And they were running, they were running Tron at 8:47. Like the people were on at 8:47, which was nice that they were running it a little early. But we pretty much just kept walking until the lockers. We were at the lockers at 8:58, and then we were on the ride at 9:05 and
Okay.
off at 9:09.
Interesting note that they were running during early entry.
Yeah. And I forget if it was Magic Kingdom or if it was another day. There was a ride that wasn't supposed. Oh, it was Guardians. I'll get to that then. But there was a wait time pretty much right as early entry opened for Guardians, even though it wasn't supposed to open till 9.
Guardians does open at early entry.
Oh, Guardians does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my mistake then.
Yeah, it's just Magic Kingdom. They only open certain rides, but most of the other parks have
Yeah, I
most
don't
stuff
know
open.
why I had that wrong. So yeah, then right to space, 9:15. We had a little bit of a wait, but we were on at 9:24 and off space at 9:30.
Okay. Yeah.
So
9 minutes.
that plan worked out well. The Seven Dwarfs, Tron, space. I
Mhm.
was happy with that.
Especially since you weren't using lightning lanes. That's
Right. And
helpful.
this is a party day.
Mm-hmm.
So there was definitely a lower crowd day for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then we walked to Tiana's.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana's was posted at 10. It was literally a walk-on. Like there was we didn't stop. We just got right onto the boat and we were off at 10 o'clock from Tiana's. That was fun. I really liked the updated ride, what they did with Tiana's. So that was
Was
good.
this your first time on the updated version?
Last year was the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you already knew you liked it.
Yeah. And then we went right to Pirates. Pirates was a 5-minute standby. We were there at 10:06. We were on at 10:12 and then off at 10:20. So by this time, that's at 5 rides,
Mm-hmm.
Seven Dwarves, Tron, Space, Tiana's, and Pirates.
Mm-hmm. Some big ones.
Yeah. And then we went straight to Haunted Mansion. We got there at 10:27. It was posted 15 as we were walking and it flipped to 30 right as we got there. That was one of the longer waits. It was probably close to the actual 30 minutes till we got into the stretching room. Oh, actually, I have it here. So 10:45. So 20 minutes that we waited to get into the stretching room. And then we were off that at 11. While we were waiting, I mobile ordered Columbia Harbor House for everybody. We got off Mansion and walked straight there. At 11:07, we picked up our food and went upstairs to just kind of regroup, take a break in the air condition, talk about what we wanted to do next.
What did you want to do next?
So we went to Jungle Cruise next. I do have some notes in here. Tron was 40 minutes like all day on that day, which is pretty crazy. Maybe it went to 60 a couple times, but for the most part, every time I checked, it was 40 minutes. And everybody loved their maple glazed salmon at Columbia Harbor House. So that was a favorite.
Good.
Yeah. So we used Adventureland bathroom shortcut to get to Jungle Cruise, and we were there at 11:48. It was posted 25 minutes. We were on at 12:02, so more like a 14-minute wait. Our skipper was so funny, but it was a rough crowd.
I feel like it almost always is.
Yeah. I don't know if people don't understand that ride before they're on it or what.
No, I don't understand it. Sometimes when you go to events where there's more like frequent travelers, I feel like it's a better crowd.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, after hours events or DVC events or something like that. It's like people laugh, but otherwise, I don't know how they do that job all day.
Yeah, I know. It'd be frustrating to be that funny and not get any laughs. But,
Yeah, I'm like, some of the stuff they're saying is so clever.
yeah. So that was fun. And then we did Dole Whip and Tiki Room at 12:25. So we're right there. So we headed over, got some Dole Whip and watched the Tiki Room for a little break in the air condition again. 12:50, we were out of there. My sister-in-law got some beignets and we went to PhilharMagic at 1:20. So that was kind of the plan. Like the morning, hit all the big stuff. As the heat starts to come, as the crowds get a little bit, higher, do stuff like PhilharMagic. I really like that show.
Mm-hmm.
That's my son's favorite also. So we had to watch that in honor of him.
Mm-hmm.
So we were out of PhilharMagic at 1:35. And all we really wanted to do, all we had left to do that we wanted to do was some things in Tomorrowland. And I saw Tron was still really low. So we started heading straight to Tron to try to ride that again. We got to Tron at 1:50. It was posted 40 minutes and we were at the lockers at 2:21 and on at 2:33. So that was, pretty close to 40 minutes. But for Tron, I'll wait 40 minutes for Tron.
Mm-hmm.
Off at 2:36, it was raining hard at this point. So we struggled into some ponchos.
Struggle.
My brother-in-law, he's a big guy. He ripped his poncho. He's walking around with it half off.
Mm-hmm.
That was funny. But we walked straight to Space. He really enjoyed Space, my brother-in-law. He had ridden it before, but for some reason when we did it in the morning, he had a lot of fun. So he wanted to ride that again. So we got to Space at 2:47. It was a 5-minute wait. We walked right on.
5-minute wait on Space in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know if it was the rain,
Mhm.
if like people were taking shelter other places or what.
That's a great place to take shelter, though, if
It is.
if you're staying at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Then we did the People Mover. Just a 5-minute wait there. We were on at 3:04. And, that's a fun one. I think that might be only the second time I ever rode the People Mover, but I enjoyed that.
So is the rain still going at this point?
The rain had started to slow down and eventually stopped. By the time we got off the People Mover, it wasn't raining anymore.
Must not have been any lightning involved.
No.
That's
there
good.
wasn't. No. Last year, when my brother and sister-in-law rode the People Mover, Space was down. So they got to ride through that with the lights on for Space.
That's a great tip, though. Like if you see Space down, go on the People Mover.
Yeah.
And then you can see it.
So then we headed to Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor at 3:40. My brother and sister-in-law really enjoyed that show, so we wanted to see that. And then we did the Astro Orbiter. And then just some pictures in front of the castle, and then we headed to the Contemporary at 4:30.
Mm-hmm. And that was for your dinner?
That was for Steakhouse 71, yeah. So we walked over there, checked in at 4:50, and we were seated at 5 for that dinner.
And I can't remember, was this your first time there or have you been?
It was my first time there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was good. I got a New York strip. We all got the French onion soup, which is pretty good. Our waiter, Justin, he did a really good job. I did get a free dessert here without the light show. So that was nice.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah. At 6:25, we got on a packed monorail to head back to Magic Kingdom to catch a bus to Boardwalk. Was that the right way to handle that? Is that how you get to to the Swan from the Contemporary?
Yes, that's exactly what I would do.
Okay.
What I like about the Magic Kingdom Contemporary combo is that anywhere that Magic Kingdom doesn't go on buses, Contemporary does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can kind of get anywhere between the two places. But yeah, if you're not doing rideshare or something, then that's the way to go.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we did. And then we were back to the Swan at 7:30 and in bed at 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm. You had a big day.
Earlier night.
I know you're laughing at all this sleeping, but I'm like, welcome to middle age, sir.
Yeah.
It's nice to get rest.
Yeah.
You had a lot of steps and it was hot. So I'm sure you slept well.
It was 19,000 steps, actually. It was a little low today. So we must have been pretty efficient inside of Magic Kingdom. But
yeah, and I think the walk to and from Hollywood Studios beefed up your other numbers too. So,
right.
But
yeah.
Yeah, but overall, but like we don't often talk to people who do Magic Kingdom without lightning lanes, and you got a lot done even
Yeah.
without it.
Yeah. I mean, Peter Pan is something that we didn't need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even check the wait times to see what it was like. I'm guessing we could have done it if we wanted to. But that's the only big ride. I mean, Big Thunder being down helps. Yeah, we did mostly everything we wanted to do.
You did, and you willingly waited at Tron, but that was totally optional because you'd already ridden it earlier. So I like that. Okay, so one more full park day, I guess, before your departure date, which is Monday, September 29th, headed to Epcot.
Yep, heading to Epcot. Up at 5, left the Swan at 7:05 to walk to Epcot. A little closer Hollywood Studios for us at the Swan, so can leave a little bit later. It's left at 7:05 instead of 7. We were at Epcot at 7:20. We were like the 6th group back through security at 7:38. And we were at Remy at 7:59 as the second family back. They didn't stop us before we got into France like they did last year. Last year, I feel like they stopped us twice at like before, I guess it's a bridge, and then after the bridge or at the bridge. And then we went to Remy. We just went straight to Remy this time.
And then you waited for a half hour or so.
Yeah, the line, they didn't start letting us into the inside queue until 8:20. And we were on the second rat at 8:23 and then off at 8:30.
Oh, so they did start a little early.
Little early, yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and then the plan was to walk straight to Frozen,
Mm-hmm.
but as we were walking over there, we saw it was down.
Mm-hmm.
So we got there at 8:40. It was still down. They said you should probably go do something else. And I'm glad we listened to them. So we just kept walking straight to Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lightning lane for it, but I think the wait time showed maybe 15 minutes at Guardians.
What the heck?
So yeah, I thought we could try that out, and that worked out. We were at Guardians at 8:50. It showed 45 minutes by the time we got there, but we were in the pre-show at 9:12, on at 9:24, and then off at 9:29, and we got Disco Inferno for that one.
Okay.
So I mean, it was a bummer that Frozen was down, but we get to ride Frozen later. So getting to ride Guardians here first thing is good. That's my favorite ride for sure.
And I bet you didn't anticipate being able to ride it twice, since
No.
you have the single pass lightning lane, but then that nice standby wait.
Yeah. The goal was to ride it twice. I just didn't know when we were going to try. Like I hadn't planned on doing it, first thing in the morning. That's for sure. We have extended evening hours this day. So I was kind of thinking that we would do it then.
But Remy's and Guardians during the early entry period?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was good. And then we went straight to Test Track. So we were off at 9:29 and we didn't have our lightning lane till 10:30, 10:45. So you had a good tip about using single rider, heading straight to Test Track early in the morning and do single rider. We decided to do standby. Standby said 50 minutes. And since we wanted to stay in that area because we had Guardians, we figured it's okay to wait a little bit. We can ride together. Probably wouldn't have done that if I could do it over. It was the longest wait of the trip, probably. We went to Test Track at 9:37. Standby was 50 minutes. On Test Track at 10:25. So it was about 50 minutes till we were on the ride. And that felt, when you don't wait in lines for the couple days prior, that 50 minutes feels pretty long.
And I think for a lot of us, standing is more uncomfortable than walking. So it's like, I'd rather kind of walk to get to a short line sometimes.
Right. But it was okay. We should have listened to Shannon. We didn't. We won't do that again.
You knew what you're getting yourself into with that.
Yeah. So we were up at 10:34 from Test Track and we tapped into Guardians at 10:39. Standby was 60 minutes at that time. So we waited 10 minutes to get into the pre-show, and then we were off. We did wait for row 9 and 10, this one. So we waited for the bath. They just take you off to the side, and they wait till they can get you in where you want to be. And it was definitely more intense in those seats. The first time we rode it in the morning, we were in the very front, and this time we were in the very back. The view was cooler from the front, but the intensity of the ride was more extreme in the back.
And did you say the song this time?
I didn't. I don't even have it written down. We went in September. We rode Guardians 3 times, had 3 different songs, and didn't get September once. So,
And I only got September.
Are you serious?
And I wrote it twice, yeah.
Do you like September as your song?
I like
No.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World, and that's it. So
Okay.
I rarely get my way,
Yeah.
but when I do, it's worth it.
Yeah. And you're not a fan of Tower of Terror, but you're a fan of Guardians?
Yes. I mean, I'm okay with Tower.
Yeah.
It's just not my favorite.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't really get motion sick though. So it's when you don't get motion sick, Guardians is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great ride. That's my favorite for sure. And then the plan had been get the big stuff done and then head to World Showcase. So we were in World Showcase at 11:15, pretty close to the 11 o'clock goal that we had.
Mhm.
We wanted to snack around the world. We started in Canada with the cheddar bacon soup at the Wine and Festival booth, which is what I'm guessing that's what they have in Le Cellier.
Mhm.
That was really good. Good soup. We watched Canada Far and Wide. My sister-in-law, I had sent an Excel sheet with all the attractions, and they marked red, yellow, or green,
Mhm.
things that they didn't need to do or things they wanted to do. And she had Canada Far and Wide in green. So we were giving her a hard time about that. But, with kids, sometimes you don't get to do stuff like that. So it worked out that she got to see that. And my brother-in-law was like getting her on camera as she's watching it. It was
No,
fun.
but it's a fair point. Like you can't stop for everything when you have kids, and you can't, now you didn't have them, so why not?
I thought the show was good. I enjoyed the show.
But in 2020, and there was no entertainment in the World Showcase, so I'm
Gotcha.
just like eternally grateful that there is, because you don't know how much you miss that atmosphere, and it really adds to it. Even if you don't stop for the shows, it's really nice to just hear it as you walk through Canada,
Yeah,
because a quiet World Showcase is a little spooky.
right.
Don't recommend it.
Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then our next eating was fish and chips. And we took that into the pub and ate that. That little secret was new to my brother and sister-in-law. They had always eaten their fish and chips out in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So introducing them to the pub being available to take your fish and chips in there was new to them.
The pub can be very busy though, so it must have had some open space for you.
Yeah, in the back there was plenty of tables there when we had our food. It was around 12 o'clock. The bar area was busy, but the tables in the back were open.
And you didn't mention it in the pre-trip, but I understand that you're a non-drinking group.
Yeah, we are. We don't drink. So
Okay, so you were in the pub just for the eating, not the drinking.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's where we always take our fish and chips into those tables. Because every time we've been in there hasn't hardly anybody sitting back there. Everybody's out at the actual bar. So that's a nice place to get out of the heat and enjoy your food. And then we went to lay off for sandwiches at 12:30. We were sharing all these. So it's not like everyone got soup. Everyone got, we got one fish and chips. We split 2 soups so that we could enjoy the other food and not get stuffed.
You can sample lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Were there seats in La Halle?
We had to wait a little bit, maybe 5 minutes, just kind of like staring people down, seeing if they were going to leave. That's the first time I was in there. I think I never went in there because it always looked small and I felt like I was going to be squished. But it's bigger than I expected in there.
It is, but it's so popular that sometimes the the seating can be tricky, but you stared him down.
Yeah. Found a spot. That was okay. And then we went to Regal Eagle for some barbecue. We all just shared like some brisket and French fries.
Was that a mobile order for you?
Yeah, that was a mobile order. We had stopped to go to the bathroom, and while they were going to the bathroom, I mobile ordered that.
Can I ask? I'm always curious because you're traveling with another couple. So if you mobile order, are you paying for it?
We did it both ways. Sometimes I would just order everything. Sometimes they would order theirs and we would order ours.
Mm-hmm.
It just
So you just
depended
took
on.
turns.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like whoever I'm talking to for a trip report is the solo planner. So then it's like nobody knows how to do it except for
Gotcha.
you. But in your
Yeah.
case, they're familiar.
Yeah. My sister-in-law enjoys Disney planning also.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to have someone to bounce ideas off of
Mm-hmm.
and someone else that could do things like that.
Yes, that is very helpful.
Yeah. Then we just rode 3 Caballeros in the Mexico Pavilion at 1:52. We were off of that at 2:00, and then we headed back. So we were in World Showcase from like 11:15 to 2. Got all the snacks that we wanted. The plan was originally to do ice cream in France on the way out as we were walking back to Epcot, but we were a little full, so we decided to wait on that.
So you just walked empty-handed.
Yeah. Walked back to the Swan at 2:15.
Did you take a nap?
Oh yeah, nap time. Nap time at the Swan.
When you've been hot all day, that cool air hits. It's such a nice nap.
You know what, Shannon, I have that in my notes. I don't know if it was this day, but just hitting the hotel lobby of the Swan for the break, just nothing hits like that. But that was good. Took our naps. And at 5 p.m. we headed back to Epcot for our 5:50 via Napoli.
And had you been there before?
No.
Okay.
No.
How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot. I got a picture in front of the wood burning fireplaces there where they cook the pizzas. That was cool. Really enjoyed our pizza. We got the biggest one you can get and all shared that. It started raining on our way to the restaurant, like downpouring pretty much. So we sprinted the last, maybe 200 yards to the restaurant. But it was nice to get in there and get out of the rain and enjoy some food.
Yeah. So after dinner, more rides?
Yeah. We actually ice cream. We headed to France for our ice cream at that point after our pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were at Soarin' at 7:09, 10 minutes standby, on at 7:18, off at 7:32.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. And then walked on to Living with the Land. We were off that at 7:55. Walked on to Nemo at 8, and then did Turtle Talk at 8:15. My brother and sister-in-law, at least my sister-in-law, enjoys that show. So even without the kids, we went and talked with Crush.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I had been checking Frozen. It had been down a lot. And then when it was up, because it was down all day, the line was pretty long. So my plan all day had been to hit that right before the park closed, because I wanted to try to get one more Guardians ride in extended evening hours.
Mm-hmm.
And we had hit all the other small stuff that I wanted to hit. So at 8:52, we were at Frozen. It was a 40-minute posted wait. We were on at 9:13 and off at 9:20. So not bad.
Were the fireworks going off when you got off?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
they were going off, which we didn't need to see Epcot's fireworks. So that was the plan, to try to catch Frozen during that. At this point, the only other thing I wanted to do was Guardians. So Zach and Carly, they headed back to the room because they were okay not riding Guardians for a third time.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Abby walked to Guardians. We got there at 9:34. It was a posted 45 wait. We were in the pre-show at 9:55. So like 20 minutes till the pre-show. On at 10:06. I don't remember which song this was. I just know it wasn't September.
That's
which
like
was a
me.
bummer.
That's like me. I have the one song I like, so I'm only gonna remember if I got it or didn't.
Right. Yeah.
So, but you got to ride 3 times in one day and 2 of those were not with lightning lanes.
Yeah. So as we were walking back, Remy was 5 minutes and I wanted to ride it and Abby didn't want to ride it. She just wanted to get back. So we didn't ride it, but it was tough for me to walk away from a 5-minute Remy line as we're walking right past it. And we were back at 10:30 to the hotel. Zach and Carly were asleep.
Good.
Yeah.
Next day was your birthday, September 30th, Tuesday. And in the pre-trip, you said, I don't know where we're going. We're going to decide. So I'm curious what you decided.
Yeah. And if you remember, I wasn't sure if we were going to rope drop or not. I thought we would. I wasn't sure. We rope drop. We did Animal Kingdom.
Okay. So hitting all 4 parks.
Yeah. Everybody, I was open to anything. I could have done Epcot. I could have done Hollywood Studios. I could have done Animal Kingdom. Everyone else seemed to lean towards Animal Kingdom because we had gotten so much done in the other parks. It didn't feel like we needed to do another day there. So did Animal Kingdom. I was up at 4:45, left the Swan at 6:10. So open or early entry, 7:30 for Animal Kingdom. Bus is supposed to get there at 6:30. We want to be early just in case. We left the Swan at 6:10, walked to the boardwalk. We did drop our bags at the desk on the way down. And we got to the bus stop at 6:25. The bus came at 6:30.
Great timing.
Yeah. Cutting it a little close there for my liking, but that's okay. So we were at Animal Kingdom at 6:45. We had a faster bus driver than our Magic Kingdom day.
Where did that put you in the crowds that were there?
We were about 20 families back.
Right at the front.
Yeah. Through security at 7, in the park at 7:15 and stopped there at Pandora at 7:21. Or no, we were at Flight of Passage at 7:21. The standby said 25 minutes. We were in the pre-show at 7:40 and then we were off at 8:03. So that was good. I really like that ride. That's my daughter's favorite ride. So it was a bummer not riding with her, but that's okay. And then we just walked right to Navi River. We walked right on that at 8:09 and we were off that at 8:17. And then went to the safari, got to the safari at 8:29. Standby was 10 minutes. We were on at 8:41. It was a really good safari. All the animals were out. It was nice and cool that morning also. So,
Good.
yeah.
That's nice. Animal Kingdom, when it's nice, is hard to beat.
Yeah. And Everest was next. We were off safari at 9:02. 9:15 we were at Everest. It was 5 minutes and it was standby and it was a walk on for us. And I had never ridden Everest. I loved Everest. I loved it so much. We walked right back on it.
Well, I was going to say, good for you that there was a low standby and a single rider line.
Yeah. So we all rode it again right away, just off and then right back on it. That got everybody else in the party a little sick, riding it back to back like that, especially with the backwards drop there. But man, that's up there for me now. Everest is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why had you not been able to ride it before?
Last year, we just with our kids, they weren't huge into thrill rides, and we just didn't get it in on our Animal Kingdom day.
I'm glad you got to then on your their trip without kids.
Yeah, it'll be a must do now. And then we walked to Dinosaur. We were at Dinosaur at 9:40, 5-minute wait, off at 9:52. I mean, the crowd on this day at Animal Kingdom was non-existent. So, and like we got off Dinosaur at 9:52 and Flight of Passage was a 25-minute standby.
Amazing.
It was crazy. So we walked over there and did that again. And we were in the pre-show at 10:30 and off at 10:47.
You did Flight of Passage again. That is so crazy. I would never expect it.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I'm pulling up the wait times now to see. Although I think it's getting busier and busier because of the people that are out of school. The fall break. You got there right before the fall breaks. So it says right now, flight of passage is at 40 minutes and it's 1 p.m. my time. So 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So 40 minutes, 3 p.m. on a Monday in October. Just curious because those are really good times.
Yeah. I mean, every time I check it, it's like 60 at least.
At least.
For the most part.
I was there opening day and that was crazy. Like out the tap styles is where the line for flight of passage started at the front of the park.
Yeah.
But yeah, not since then has it been that bad.
I bet.
But I like that you're doing a lot without lightning lanes.
Yeah. I'm definitely pro lightning lanes.
Mm-hmm.
I think my brother and sister, at least my sister-in-law, is less pro lightning lane and more so let's just be smart about it. And I like to be smart about it too. But I think if we can do it without lightning lanes, I'll do it. If we need it and it's going to help us enjoy our day, then I'll buy the lightning lanes.
And you've gotten a lot done without them and with them on when you needed them.
Yeah. And I don't think if I would have known Hollywood Studios would have went the way it went, I don't think I would have gotten it because I don't think we would have needed it that day.
Yeah, I think that Slinky Dog in the evening might have been
right.
super helpful. But other than that, you did a lot even without lightning lanes. But one thing that this makes me think of, though, is one of the downsides of the current lightning lane system is that you have to book it before your trip instead of the day of. So if you had arrived to Animal Kingdom and seen that it wasn't busy, you would have been like, we don't need lightning lanes.
Right.
But you don't know that before you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was some flexibility to decide with Genie Plus. Do I want it today? Do I not want it today? And this, you just have to guess.
Right.
Obviously, you could still book it if you wanted to, but a lot of people book it before their trip and then realize when they get there, that was not necessary.
Yeah. But I was happy with having it for Hollywood Studios and not having it for the other days. That worked fine.
Mm-hmm.
So we went back to Everett. Oh, Flame Tree Barbecue for lunch at 11 is what we did for food that day.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing fancy. Back to Everest at 11:40 for one more ride on that. It was 10 minutes standby. We were on 11:45.
10 minutes still at 11:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Man.
And then, so we moved, I should have mentioned this. We moved our flight up. It was originally for 7:55, I think, was our flight back to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And we knew that we didn't want to spend all day at a park. We knew we wanted to go to a park, but not for the whole day, and didn't need to be at the Swan. Like we didn't need to be at the pool or anything. So we were trying to move our flight up and we were eventually able to do that. So our flight out of Orlando was 3:40. We were at the bus stop to get back to the Swan at 12:06, at the Swan at 12:43, and then our lift came at 1:00 because we had already had our bags down there in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
So hopped on the lift back to the airport and home.
So a great example of fitting Animal Kingdom in on a departure day if you're interested in that with these later flights. That's really good. You got a lot done. If you hadn't had a flight, you probably wouldn't have stayed at Animal Kingdom much longer anyway.
No, we did everything other than
shows.
The Rapids ride is slipping my mind now, but
Cali
River Rapids.
Yeah, and then a couple of shows that are nice to do in the afternoon. But
yeah,
you did a lot.
I had wanted to see the Nemo show, but I think everybody in my party were kind of ready to head out. So still haven't seen that yet. I heard that's good. Maybe next year.
You can definitely do that one with your kids.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
So, and then flight home. So, fun trip.
Great trip.
So you weren't new to the Swan,
no,
right? So I was going to ask you how you feel about the Swan. Obviously, you like the Swan. How was it? Everybody sharing the room for the trip? Because sometimes, as adults, it's weird to share space.
Yeah, it was good. We didn't have any problems. I mean, we're family, so that helps. But no issues. We were only there for our naps and at night. So it's not like we were hanging out in the hotel room all day. So it worked out fine.
Have you ever taken a trip without your kids?
Honeymoon? Not really. Not really.
How'd you feel about it?
I missed them. It was good to see them when I got back, but we had fun on our trip. It's not like it kept us from having fun.
No, and there's stuff you can do without them. So
yeah, and they had fun with grandparents. I'm sure they got spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they missed us too much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
overall, anything you do differently? Because it sounds like it went pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I mean, aside from just test track staying in my head. Why didn't we do single rider? Because not to come back to something stupid like that, but even when you ride with your party, because it's 3 to a seat, like we weren't even sitting with our brother and sister, with my brother and sister-in-law. So no, maybe that. I don't think I'd change anything else if people haven't been to like the yacht club, beach club, boardwalk area. It's so nice. Such a nice area walking around there. So I recommend that.
Yeah, I like that area because if you want to go back to your hotel, you have a lot of options nearby.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to get on a bus again if you
Yeah.
don't want to. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
All right. So upcoming trips, did you say next year?
I think we'll probably go next year. Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably back to the Swan. I'm sure Marriott will have a card coming out that'll give us 5 free nights and we'll head back to the Swan on those.
And would that be with your family, your kids and stuff?
Yeah. And we'll take our kids and I think maybe mix in some Universal. I haven't been to Universal for a long time. My kids have never been to Universal, so maybe we'll do that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a whole new thing to learn about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on over there. Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time to share and happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Shannon. I really appreciate you having me on.
I hope you enjoyed my conversations with Adam. I love talking to him. We did keep talking for a few minutes on Patreon, including about some of his future travel plans. And I asked him who it was that he had spotted in the villain show out of curiosity. You can catch that in video and audio form on Patreon now. That'll wrap up this episode of WDW Prep to Go. For more information, please check the show notes in your podcast app or head to the website, WDWprepschool.com. Click on podcast at the top, scroll down to episode 483. Until next time, I will see you on the site.